Hey there, comic book fans. I am back this week with something else I pulled off my shelf. And this is Wednesday Comics from DC. When is this from? July 18th, 2009. Wow, that came out that long ago? Jeez. Almost coming up on its 9-year anniversary. Seems like just yesterday to me. And what this is it's an attempt, as you can see, there we go. This was a weekly comic strip comic. So we got a Batman comic strip, Commandy, Superman. Who's that? Deadman, Green Lantern. And I forget how many of these were. I think there were 10 of them or 12 of them. Metamorpho, Teen Titans. I thought it was a cool idea because I'm a comic strip fan. But I only got this first one. As a matter of fact, in 2009, there was like 2 or 3 years there, from like 2008 to maybe 2008, 2009 to I don't know, right around whenever Saga came out, that I was buying mostly collected editions because there was like very few monthly comics I was interested in. Then sort of that Flash comic, Sergeant, then sort of that Image Revolution happened where they put out a whole bunch of new comics, and I started finding monthly comics again. But as you can see, this is all newsprint, and look how yellow it's getting, and it was $3.99 price tag. So I kind of did the math. I knew there'd be a collected edition of it coming out, and I said to myself, you know what? I didn't think any of the strips were particularly that great, but visually they looked nice. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to buy 10 or 12 of these Wednesday comic things for $4 when I think when they're going to come out with the collected edition, and hopefully it'll be big and oversized, which ran $50, which, I can't remember. I think my comic shop would sell things for the same price Amazon would, because they knew you're just going to go to Amazon anyway. So like if you order from them, they'll order it and they'll give you 30% off or whatever it was. So I probably got this thing for I don't know about $35 maybe back in 2010 whenever it came out. And this is also the editor on this. Is Mark Chiarello. You can see his name there. And he's been at DC Comics since the early 90s. I actually knew him. I haven't seen him since he took the job. But I knew him back when he used to do work for Marvel and DC as an artist in the early 90s. And most of the stuff you've seen from DC like this are sort of unusual special projects that are really sort of visually oriented. He's the editor on, like these Batman black and whites, a couple of those. Like he's really, I mean, all the other editors there are sort of normal literary guys who are editors, but since he's an artist, and he's supposed to be the art director there, but I don't, sometimes the Marvel and DC didn't give their art directors a lot to art direct because the editors have all the power. But he had his own special projects like this, which is really, artistic. And I have never bought this. I've had this thing for 9 years now, and I've never bothered to actually read it. I just kind of look at it every now and then. I haven't looked at it in a while because it's beautiful. Batman by Azzarello and Rizzo. And it's just some nice sort of, they're going for a Sunday Comics look, and it just looks beautiful. I mean, that's what I like about it. Rizzo's doing a great job here. I mean, I don't really care about the stories. That's the downfall of it. But look at this beautiful artwork. I mean, I think the artists were really giving it their all here. They were really designing a whole page. I mean, look at that. Nice stuff here. I don't know. I found the writing lackluster just in this first one. I think just because, you know, people aren't used to writing for comics. These are all comic book writers, so writing for comic strips was a little different. And the artwork itself, I didn't think printed particularly well in this original edition. Some of it was good, like just because I think the artists weren't used to working on the sort of newsprint with it. Like this color is just terrible in here. Probably terrible on the inside. Who is this? Lee Berhamo and Barbara Ciuda. I just don't like this style, and it looks particularly not good in this format. But this looks real. Once it gets on that bright white paper, which the colorists are used to working on, it looks a lot better. And just the page layouts are nice. I like that logo too, Batman logo. Let's see, how many weeks was this? Let's count. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 weeks. So 12 times 12 times 4 is what, 48? So, you know, $48 for this version of it, or $48 for this version of it. So that's why I went with this version. But this was one of the nicest drawn ones, Ryan Sook. Dave Gibbons and Ryan Sook doing Commandy. Created by Jack Kirby. So here's a Commandy story that's done very much like Prince Valiant. Some beautiful artwork. Here, let's just lift a little of this up so you can see it. Nice apes in there. Look at that one over there. I think this was really one of the better looking ones. Wow, nice stuff. Look at some more apes. I like her face right on top there. That's nice stuff. Commandy looking very pretty right there. Much prettier than Jack Kirby ever drew him. Oh, wow, this stuff is just beautiful. Commandy driving a Jeep into battle. Dun dun dun. So if you like DC superheroes and you like Sunday comics, old-time Sunday comic strips, this is the book for you. Just beautifully. I'm not saying you're gonna love the stories, because they, you know, I don't think I'd never actually read all of the stories, but sure is fun to look at the pictures. Look at that one, right? Nice Commandy right there. Here's that Superman story, looking better than. See, even this is yellow. Let's open up. The coloring has a yellow tint to it, so putting it on this yellow paper really yellowed even more with time. Let me see if I can pull a sheet of this out to compare. You can see how much darker it prints here than here. You can also see it's a little bit, you know, the one good thing about these sheets is they're even bigger than this book. But you can see there's just so much more yellow in it. And with this dense yellow color to begin with, it's tough. I'm not a huge fan of this Superman artwork. But if you are, here it is in all its glory. Little baby Superman. Now, this one doesn't thrill me. That's a nice little panel down there. A nice big panel down there. Pretty good one. Once again, this style where you see seams in the artwork and wrinkles along with all the is this the same guy who did that Action Comics cover? Here's Deadman, who does this one. David Bullock and Vinton Hook, H-E-U-C-K. I don't know how to pronounce that name. How do you pronounce H-E-U? That's a... Well, yeah, some pretty neat stuff here in Deadman. He's got this... Oh God, his name just flew out of my head. That Batman Adventures style, Bruce Timm. Maybe a little Darwin Cook. Dead Man, created by Arnold Drake. Nice panel right there. Well, I like the that guy with the shoulders on his eyes. His eyes on his shoulders just reminded me of. I have a coat where I painted eyes on the shoulders. A duster. Yeah, it's really got that animated Batman style going on there in those panels. Nice full page right there, but I don't know if they do that in a Sunday strip, give you a full page there, but it's nice looking. Like I said, this is just beautiful to flip through. This is just, that's the, and the eternal discussion of, you know, which would ruin a comic for you more, bad art or bad writing. I always say bad art will ruin a comic for me more, because if the art is good, at least it can be an art book. I mean, I don't even have to read these comics. I can just look at the pictures, as they're so nicely done, you know. Look at the I may have no interest in the story whatsoever, but it's cool to look at. I can admire, you know, I can admire that colorful circle around Deadpool right there. Look at that nice little panel. But of course, if, you know, you want a really good comic book, you need good writing and good artwork. No reason to accept one being bad. You want both good. Green Lantern, Kurt Busiek and Joe Quinones? Quinones? I don't think I know him. With Pat Brousseau. Some interesting artwork. This is sort of halfway between normal superhero work and some cartoony stuff. A little animated style going on there. I guess this is early Green Lantern, because there he is, Hal Jordan as a test pilot. They even gave him sweat stains here in his armpits. Yeah, this one seems a little dense too. I wonder if, let me see if I can find one of those on the newsprint paper here. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I'd say the coloring is a little. One of the problems I had with this newsprint one is that the coloring was too dense, because they're, you know, these colorists are used to bright, shiny, glossy paper. So when they got to this dull, matte, you know, uncoated paper look, their colors got dull and dense. I mean, see how that kind of all flattens out in there with all the red in the background doesn't help. It's less flat there, but it's still actually pretty flat. But I think the colorists weren't used to working on this paper, so it kind of didn't work for me as much in the newsprint one. Come on, go back in there. Let's see what else we got here. We went through those. There he is marching out. Crazy aliens. Hey, naked guy, where'd he come from? He lost his clothes. Oh, he blasted his clothes right off. Nice figure right there. So this is really a visual, you know, a very visual book. The Allred, Neil Gaiman and Mike Allred. Metamorpho, the Element Man. Look at that! Wow, that's a pretty nice double-page spread of 2 Sunday strips. Stuff going. They were really going high concept here. And then they broke it down. Once they got inside, they got more claustrophobic on us. And Metamorpho's a woman? Or is this woman Metamorpho? See, if I'd read the story, I'd know that. Neil Gaiman and Mike Allred. Snakes and Ladders game. Then even the little, just give you a little close-up of some panels. Oh wow, look at that. He's really getting into some design work here of the panels. Like I said, they were really trying something different with these. Teen Titans was not. This was one I didn't. Eddie Berganza and Sean Galloway. Once again, it was this artwork didn't do it for me. Not a fan of this. This is a real manga animated anime style that does nothing for me. So, I mean, that's just chaos to me. The storytelling there is just chaos. I mean, can you? What the heck? Geez, I don't know. Too much chaos, and the color isn't helping. Once again, chaos. This may have been the one I liked the least, but who knows? We'll see. What else do we have here? We'll skip right over this one. Strange Adventures by Paul Pope. This is God, what's his name? Adam Strange. I generally like Paul Pope's work. I haven't read anything by him in a while. He's going for a real sort of old-timey illustrative look here, I think. He's putting lots of little lines and details in there. Look at that crazy animal over there. Yeah, I like the way this one looks. It's a little dense. The colors are getting dense. They've gone monochrome, then duotone here with the colors. That's getting a little dense for me. Oh, look at that crazy looking mandrill or whatever he is. Really dulled down Adam Strange's. See, I would have gone brighter with these. I mean, you're doing a Sunday comic. Why are you making Adam Strange's costume that color? I don't even know if it's a red. It's like a purplish. The color choices in this one don't do it for me. Nor do these. I'm not a fan of whatever sort of op art design he's trying for here. I think he's missing out. It's gotten a little too mechanical. Those are obviously done on the computer, and he just went with whatever the computer gave him, rather than working it out visually. So, though I like a lot of this Paul Pope one. Some of it doesn't. Some of it doesn't do it for me. Here we go. Supergirl, Jimmy Palmiotti, Amanda Connor, Paul Mounts. I generally like Amanda's work, though as I enjoy looking at Amanda Connor's work. I especially like her covers, but she doesn't really work on any books that being that I'm an indie guy, and she does mostly DC stuff. Most of it I'm not terribly interested in. I gotta say, I don't like these skies back here. Once again, the color's letting me down on this one. And I found that happened a lot, like with that first... with this first newsprint one, the colors let me down a lot in this version, and I think the colors are letting me down a lot in the final version too. I mean, they're not terrible or anything, but they didn't go for bright and interesting. That's kind of neat. At least we get some bright yellow in here, but it doesn't quite work, I don't think. Then we get the Metal Man, Jose Garcia Lopez. You cannot go wrong with Jose Garcia Lopez art, that's for sure. He's just sort of one of those classic guys who knows how to draw. Even though, wow, he's getting pretty chaotic here. Look at all these figures, but it still all makes sense. You can follow this a lot easier than you could follow the chaos of the ones beforehand. And the color, once again, the color's sort of dulled down. We're going with a lot of browns in here and a lot of grays. Even this, well, you know, this guy's even in a brownish gray trench coat. I've never even seen that color trench coat, and I've owned a few in my life. The art is just, the line art is fine. Lots of silhouettes. See that stands out. That silhouette there, just being black, as compared to how much brown and mustard yellow there is in this one. There's our colorist here, Trish Mullihill. Yeah, I don't know what was up with the color in a lot of these, but not my favorite color in some. Now, see, once this blue guy starts starring, it gets a little livelier. And there's a nice panel. I like all of them there, hanging out, just being mad. Some nice stuff, nice drawing, nice coloring in that one. Next, do you believe in minerals? I don't know why that popped out at me, but it did. And then we start with Wonder Woman, written and illustrated by Ben Caldwell. This one was too much for me. Wonder Woman, I mean, just look at all those tiny little pictures and tiny little type. I mean, holy cow. Who's gonna read that? That's a lot of chaos going in there too. I mean, just look at this: up, down, across, up, down, down, back, then down here, then here, then. How does this go? Here, then here, or here across? I don't know. This is just the storytelling on this. Just I have no idea what order to read these balloons in. Remember that being a big problem with this one. It was just like, well, how do I even read this? I guess we go down, 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 then up here, then down. That's just strange. Why would you do that? Everything looks so tiny. Giant pages, everything looks tiny. That's just weird. Once again, the colors don't do it for me on this one. They're a little too subdued. Flip right through Wonder Woman. Here we go. Sergeant Rock and Easy Company. Writer Adam Kubert, artist Joe Kubert. You can't go wrong with Joe Kubert and Sergeant Rock. And once again, subdued colors they're going for again, but it works here a little better in the war setting. Just classic Joe Kubert art. Well, look at that sneer. That sneer right up there is great. Just classic Joe Kubert artwork. Joe Kubert was one of these guys to me who was an A-level talent, but never real. I mean, he's as famous as can be in comic book circles, but he was never really on any A-level books for me. Probably because he didn't, his runs were all on Sergeant Rock and such things, which are good, but oh God, another great panel with that look on that guy's face, sneering. But I can't think of he was on Tarzan, which all this stuff was, and all his Joe Kubert was always the best part of any Joe Kubert project. There are certain guys I think who just never had a classic run on anything, and though his stuff is beloved by a lot of people, and I like it too, I can't think of a Joe Kubert classic run on anything. And then we go to Flash Comics. Brendan Fletcher. He's going for a little dot pattern here. Flash, Iris West. So he broke it up into 2 comic strips that he's doing horizontally. I don't know. Once again, he's going for this old. They were going for this old-timey look where you can see the printing dots. So that's a little weird, but this one seems a little too chaotic for me. And the colors are dull in it, but boy, the pictures, that nice picture there, nice picture there. Can't say I hate it, but lots of flashes running. Oh, this is fun to flip through. Oh, look at this. We got some peanuts up there. I don't know who that is. I've gone so long on this one, my camera kicked out. Let's see. I don't know where it kicked out either. So we'll start here with this Demon Cat with Simonson and Steel Freeze. I don't know if it's Walter Louise. I wonder if it says in the beginning. Let's go to the Strange Adventures. Walter Simonson and Brian Steel Freeze. There we go. Walt's writing this one. And once again, I don't know why they went with this dull color. You can see the yellows are dull. The reds are dull. Ooh, nice cat. Nice Catwoman face up there. I can't quite get it in. Nice cats down there. I like that Catwoman face. Nice old crone face. Here we give you a good look at the old crone, because why wouldn't you want one? Let's see. Like that figure over there. Well, I like those crazy eyebrows. Crazy eyebrows. Up there she is with some more crazy eyebrows. Ooh, nice Catwoman pose there, looking all cattish. There we go. Nice. Brightened up. See, his head is a little brighter than down here. Weird. Very designy here in the fire. Yes, I'll carry you away through the middle of the field. And Hawkman by Kyle Baker. I have not seen any Kyle Baker's work in ages. Really getting gritty with his Hawkman there. Again, though, the color is strangely dull. Wow, some nice explosion, kaboom! I like that little girl right there. Next week, how many for dinner? Ooh, T-Rex. Roar! T-Rex running. Looks a little pasted up there, though. We're kind of losing our ground. Hawkman, created by Gardner Fox. Hawkman fighting a T-Rex. With a shark biting his tail? That's weird. And Plastic Man by Dorkin and Stefano. I guess that's Evan Dorkin. And Steven DiStefano is only... Oh, they only get one page? It's only one page of Plastic Man and one page of The Creeper by who? Keith Giffen. Ah, and here's some in-progress stuff. Always fun to see. The sketches. Dead Man. Joe Quinones. Mike Allred. Sean Galloway. Ben Caldwell, Paul Pope, Amanda Connor. Oh, nice logo work there. Jose Garcia Lopez, Joe Kubert, Carl Kesch. Flash Science Crossword, Ryan Hughes. Oh, I guess he worked on the logos for him. Pretty neat. Kyle Baker, then all the creator bios. So that was a pretty interesting book. Said I'm not sure how much this will cost you now. You have to go and look on Amazon, or else if you're really ambitious and want to track down, you could probably get these in the quarter bin now or something. Because I can't imagine too many people want these old faded things. I mean, $3.99 is way too much to pay for this series, for each individual issue of this. But if you can get them for cheap, I'd go get them. So there you go. Little look at Wednesday comics.